Welcome to Angela's Kitchen Garden. I've come down to the plot today to plant out my sweet peas, and this year I'm going to be growing them with the cordon method, and I'll show you that now. So here is my row of canes, and I've spaced these out 9 inches apart, and I've got 6 foot long canes. If you can get 8 foot long canes it's even better, but I've got 6 foot canes. Now here at the base of each cane I'm going to be growing 1 sweet pea plant, so I'm going to have 1 plant per cane, and then I'm going to make sure that I pinch out all of the tendrils and all of the side shoots that come up, because I just want 1 continual stem that goes up, and this is the cordon method of growing your sweet peas. So here on this plant there's a tendril coming out, and they come out from in between the 2 leaves, so I'm just going to nip this off. And the reason that I'm taking off the tendrils is because they can wrap themselves round the stems of the flowers, and they can also wrap themselves round the flowers themselves and distort the plants and the blooms that are on them. And so if you nip these off, it just means that they're not going to damage any of your flowers on your plants. So I'm going to have to continue doing this right the way through the summer. The reason that I've decided to grow my sweet peas with a cordon method this year is because I've decided that I'm going to go for larger blooms and longer stems. If you grow them the standard method of growing sweet peas, where you pinch out the tops and you get nice bushy plants, you will get more blooms, but the blooms that you get will be on slightly shorter stems, and the blooms themselves will be a little bit smaller. And so I've decided that I'm going to go for quality over quantity this year, because I'm going to be using them as cut flowers in my house. And so I'd quite like the longer stems so that I can make nicer flower arrangements with them. And I've found that they're quite prolific anyway, and so you get so many blooms off them that I can cope with having a few less flowers, but just having nicer blooms on longer stems. So after you've been through your tray and you've nipped out all of the tendrils that are growing on the plants, you then need to have a look for side shoots, and I'll show you that here. So here, if you have a look at this tray, there's a separate shoot that's coming out from the bottom, and I'm just going to nip this off here. And also from the centres of the leaves, you might find that in the same way as with tomato plants, you get additional little shoots that are coming out. You also need to nip those off as well, so you're just getting 1 stem that goes up. If you have a look here, this is sending up a little side shoot here, and if you were going for bushy plants you'd leave this on, but because I'm trying to grow the cordon method, I'm just going to pinch that off here, and then I'm just going to have 1 stem that grows all the way up. And there's one last trick to growing sweet peas up canes. So once they've reached the top of the cane, you'll untie them, and then you can either work in blocks of 4, where you'll bring the front 2 along the ground and up the next 2, and then those 2 along the ground and back up these first 2, or you can do it in blocks of 3, or you can, and 3 making 6, or you can do it in 8, or whatever number you decide to do. And the further along you go, the longer the stems that you'll be able to have are, and it just means that you can get much longer stems of sweet peas, and you can prolong the flowering period. And so it works really, really well. And I'll just explain that a little bit sort of more concisely here. So with this sweet pea down the bottom here, what you would do is you would untie it, and you'd actually need to untie all of them at the same time because it makes it easier. So you would untie it and then very gently lay it along the ground, and then if you're going to be doing blocks of 6, you'll take it 3 along and then tie it along there. Then the one next to it you'll take 3 along and tie it along there, and the same with this one, 3 along and then up there. Then with those 3 you'll have laid them on the floor in the opposite direction along the back, and then you'll bring them up these 3 canes here and tie them up, and it works fantastically well. It's a really good method of growing cordon sweet peas, and it means that you'll be able to keep them flowering and keep picking them for longer without having to have extremely long bamboo canes. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll be making an update video when I do it in the future. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Also check out my other videos. If you're on social media, you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest, and the details of that are in the description below. And I'll be uploading another video at the same time tomorrow, so see you on the next one. Bye!